Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jay Hollingshed, your personal high performance mindset coach and public speaker. I am back once again. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today is episode 193 of 365. And this is my 7 pillars of mental performance. Today is Wednesday, day number 4 of the week, which is goal setting. Goal setting. So everybody that's tuning in already, my brother AJ Arthur Hollingshed, I appreciate you, man. I love you for that. My guy Dale Brown, that's my high school classmate, everybody, from Pine Forge Academy, all the way from Pine Forge, Pennsylvania, Dale Brown. So, and everybody else that's tuning in, thank you so much. I want to say that if you want to watch this video in its entirety, feel free to go to my YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube channel and catch this video along with all of my others on my YouTube channel. So like, share, repeat, all of that great thing, all those great things. Now, if you're watching this on repeat, I appreciate you and thank you as well. So today, like I said, it's episode 193, day number 4 of the week. We discuss pillar number 4, which is goal setting. Today, we're going to briefly discuss problems that mentally terminate our goal setting process. Here are some things that mentally terminate our goal setting process. Now, when I say mentally terminate our goal setting process, these are things that we do when we give up in our mind. We decide that we don't want to do this anymore. These are things that happen or things that we don't anticipate in our goal setting process. So actually, I was several months ago, and it was this year while I was mentoring in the Columbus City school system. In one of my sessions, I actually did a poll or a survey, and I was talking about goal setting, and there were about 25 students, 25 high schoolers, and about 5 teachers present in the auditorium during my session. And I asked the question, how many of you, students and teachers alike, have set goals and you were trying to reach them? You started out, you were doing good, and somewhere between setting the goal and actually reaching the goal, you gave up, you quit, and you stopped. Every hand went up. I mean, 100% participation, every hand went up. I said, okay. So that's some good information. Now, here's my question. Why? I want to go around the room and ask, why did you give up? Why did you stop trying to reach your goal? What happened? And a few hands went up. So I asked the question, and here are the answers that I got. The majority of them were in different, they weren't all exact word for word, but the consensus was it was taking too long to reach the goal. The goals were too challenging. It was so far-fetched and so far-fetched to, it was almost like a fantasy they were trying to make come true. And it was taking too long to reach. They wanted to reach the goal quickly or something like an instant success. And it brought me back in today's goal setting, the subject of goal setting. I was thinking about what I spoke on last night or yesterday, and I mentioned the attention span. The attention span in the year 2000, I mentioned that in the year 2000, the attention span of the average human being was 8 seconds. No, it was 12 seconds. It was 12 seconds, I believe. And then in the year 2013, another poll was done, and the average attention span of the human being was 8 seconds. And I was thinking about that in regards to tonight and the answers that I got in saying that it was too long. And our attention span is so short now that we want everything so fast, want everything as a quick fix, including our success. We want an instant success. We want the results without doing the work. And when it comes to setting your goals and starting on your goal reaching journey, It's a process, and it is a process that is going to try you. It is going to mentally challenge you, and it is going to push you to grow. There's growth that occurs in the process of reaching your goal. Now, a lot of them, as I spoke more and more about this to the students and the teachers that were in my session, I got the understanding that they just didn't want to go through the growth process. It got challenging, and they didn't want to go about doing the challenge. I could understand the kids, being that way, and even the teachers, they were honest. They didn't have to say that. So I appreciate them for doing that. And they brought to my attention that there is a lack in willpower, and our attention span is not what it used to be. And at the same time, their why, their purpose, their reason for trying to reach their goal, the reason for setting the goal in the first place, it wasn't strong enough. And when your why is not strong enough to reach your goal, you have zero motivation. There's no driving force. And your why has to be strong enough to push you when times get hard, when the growth period starts to occur and you really want to give up. Your why has to be strong enough to say, look, no, I really want this to happen because of X, Y, Z. So I want to cover real brief 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, how to increase your attention span. Number 2, how to fix or increase your willpower. Number 3, your why, how to have a stronger why, or why of motivation. What can drive you to have a stronger why? Your stronger reason for wanting to reach your goal. So, number 1, your attention span, your focus. When you practice building your focus or your attention span, certain ways you can do that. I mentioned last night when you're having a conversation with your spouse. Just fix your attention and include all of your 5 senses. You want to hear, see, touch, taste, and smell. Whatever it is you are doing, have all 5 of your gateways, 5 gateways to your mind, focus on that one thing. That way you won't have 4 focused on that one thing and 1 gateway left open to be distracted to something else and take your attention. If that happens, then you are lacking in your focus efforts. You don't want that. You want something to strengthen your focus. Another thing, if you're listening to any music and you have a favorite song or something like that, you can pull everything out and listen for one instrument, or you listen to a choir or different sounds or different voices. Listen to one voice. Try to pull one voice or one instrument out of the sounds that you are listening to. A lot of times I find myself sitting out in a naturistic or nature scene, and I hear birds in the distance, I hear cars, I hear airplanes, I hear all kinds of things. And what I do is try to go beyond that and listen to something that's not easily noticeable. I'll try to listen to my own heartbeat. Or if I'm listening to a lot of things, I would try to zero in on one sound. So that's one way to expand your focus. When you're practicing putting all of your attention, your mind and your body into focusing and concentrating on one thing. So now, your willpower. How do you increase your willpower or expound on your willpower, get stronger in your willpower? Your willpower is like a mental muscle. It's like a mental bicep, and you flex your willpower, you're just like a muscle in your mind. Your willpower, easily, you can do that by saying that you are going to finish what you start. Finish what you start, no matter what it is. A lot of us have unfinished tasks. We always start something, and in the middle of it, we stop and start doing something else. In the middle of that, we stop and start doing something else. Finish what you start. That's what willpower is. Just finish what you start. It can be something simple as making the bed every morning. If you have time to go to bed and you have time to wake up, just finish the wake up process or finish the sleeping process, which is the end of your sleeping process is to make the bed. Or when you come home and you take off your clothes, you take off your jacket, don't just throw it down, just finish the unclothing process. Hang up your jacket. Finish what you start. You can use the simple things like that. Those are ways to finish or just to build willpower. Be stronger in what you want to do. Even if you're eating, if you have time to cook the food, cook and eat the food, well, you have time to wash the dish that the food was on. So just follow through, follow up, clean up behind yourself, finish what you start. When you finish what you start, make that a habit. You are building willpower. Now, last but not least, your why. Your why has to be strong enough. Your why has to be strong enough. And most of the time, if your why or your reason for wanting to achieve your goal is not an intrinsic reason or something from within you, it's going to fail. A lot of times, extrinsic motivators, they work, yes, but at the same time, an extrinsic motivator is something physical that you can't control. You can't control that. I want a new car. I want that new Tesla. And I'm using that as an extrinsic motivator, but at the same time, all of a sudden the Tesla company, who knows, they can go obsolete and have a recall on all the Teslas. The next thing I know, okay, I need another motivator. So I need something I can control, something internal, something that's feeling for me. I want to do it because it'll make me feel better. So that's my intrinsic motivator. So if you have an extrinsic motivation for your why, try to find an intrinsic motivator. Or if you have an extrinsic motivator, try to take that and convert it to an intrinsic motivator. So, and that's all that I have, pretty much. I think that's it. I did the attention span, the willpower, and the why. So, and Herbert Henley, you jumped in. I appreciate that. Dale Brown also commented and said it helps to make goals and how to reach your final goal. That's right. When you have a big goal, break it down into small steps. If you have a big goal that takes 12 steps and you want to reach it for a year, make 12 simple steps. You have one goal to reach each month. When you reach all of those at the end of each month, you will have reached that final goal, the big goal in the year. So thank you, Dale. I appreciate that. Doing that will help reach your ultimate goal. All right, so Karan Butler, I appreciate you for tuning in as well. And that is all that I have for today in episode 193, which is goal setting. Today is number 4, pillar number 4, day 4, which is goal setting. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And as always, recap your day. Look at your day and look at how you spent your day. You either spent it making efforts or making excuses. One of the two. So be well, stay blessed, and as always, through love, be a blessing. God bless.